Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing this great Monday, this marvelous Monday? I am finishing up with my lunch and I'm making it to where I have less and less time. So don't y'all be looking all in my teeth to see if I got meat in it. I learned a new word yesterday at church. You know, some of y'all are vegans. Well, I learned that I was a megan because I need meat with everything that I eat. But anyway, I have been listening to one of my favorite speakers, which is Lisa Nichols. And I took a lot of good notes today because when I listen to her, she just speaks to my soul. And her story is so amazing because a lot of us, what we don't realize is that people that we admire come from the same places we've come from for the most part. You know, they've had to struggle to get to where they are and be successful. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to struggle to be successful, to get to where it is that I want to be. And what I come to realize a lot of times, you know, I don't like dogs. So anytime I see a dog, I'm like, and I'm paralyzed for a moment until I realize that, okay, I'm okay, get your dog, because everybody don't like dogs. And that's how I think we are in life. We get paralyzed for a moment when something comes to us and we're afraid to pursue it because we're not afraid to fail. I think we are afraid to succeed. And so I was like, man, that kind of sounds about right, because a lot of times I'll listen to people tell me what it is that, you know, I'm incapable of doing or whatever. I'm in this club, this organization called Toastmasters, and this one lady, you know, I really looked up to her. I valued her opinion, and in Toastmasters they give an evaluation of you every time you speak. And she told me that I wasn't learning anything because I talked too slow, and it made it seem like I didn't know what I was talking about. And man, that discouraged me so much because I really valued this person's opinion. And I had just decided, well, you know what? I'm not going back. I'm just not going to go back, because if that's the case, you know, if I'm boring people and I don't, and it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, then maybe this is just not for me. So I sent an email to one of the organizers that organized the club, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm not coming back because, you know, this and that was told to me, and, you know, I just don't feel like this is a good fit for me. And he was like, let's do lunch. So we talked and everything, and he was like, well, do you want to talk fast? I'm like, well, no, I don't really like fast talkers, you know, because I listen slow. And a lot of us aren't on the same levels to learn things as others are. You know, sometimes, you know, people are just so impatient. They want you to hurry up and say what you're going to say, and, you know, and all this old kind of stuff, and hurry up and hurry up and hurry up. Well, I'm not a hurry up type of girl. I don't have any patience myself, but when I'm trying to talk about something or relay a message or something like that, sometimes, you know, I stumble over my words, I get tongue twisted, and sometimes I'm at a loss for words. I'm trying to reach up in the sky and find them. So what I have learned just through listening to Lisa Nichols is that other people's opinion of you is none of your business. And if you sit around and allow other people to define you, and I keep talking about this every week because we as people would do that all the time. We'll let people define who we are. And so what I had to do was let fear be my fuel. And within the last few days, I sent a post out, and it was a picture, a very distorted picture of me, and it had an acronym of SHINE on it. And Lord knows I don't need another acronym in my life because my job has a million of them, but I guess it's just done rubbed off. And SHINE, what I have come to make be mine, for me to own it, is basically, oh, I got a low network going, I got to hear up and talk. It's basically to speak out, get out is the S. H is to help yourself. I is to ignite your fire. N is to never look back, and E is to evolve. And within the last couple of days, I have had affirmations on ignite your fire. Lisa Nichols was talking about today, igniting your fire. And the sermon from church yesterday was talking about the same thing. And I was like, wait a minute, Lord. So is this like a sign or something? So it lets me know that I'm right on target with what I need to do as far as getting into a position that I want to be in, because I have reinvented myself. I've reinvented myself from this girl that was abused and manipulated and always allowing other people to tell me what I can and cannot do. I find myself to be that person that is going to counsel others to be able to get out of the situations that I've gotten into and that I've lived through and that I've dealt with, and they probably are dealing with the same thing. So this is what I'm trying to tell you to do. If you don't like the way you were born, don't use that as your excuse anymore to not be all you can be. All you have to do is be born again, which is what I have made and came to the conclusion that I'm going to do, is just be born again, reinvent myself, ignite my own fire, and get going with doing all the beautiful things in the world that God has out there for me to do, because there are people in this world that can benefit from what I've gone through, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there in the world and make a difference, because Lisa Nichols was talking about how she asked the question, how would the world benefit differently if you became who you were supposed to be? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I could change the game. I could be a game changer, because I've been there, done that, and I can counsel somebody else through it. I don't have to be an expert in order to tell somebody what they need to do in order to get their life on track, in order to be a great person and to bring out the greatness in themselves. I'm not an expert at all, but I know what I need to do in order to make things great for me. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, because I gotta go. And so y'all pray for me. I'll pray for you. And hopefully together we can make this world a better place to live in. Y'all have a blessed day.